All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Gervonta Davis and the rematch with Lamont Roach that may be hitting a hurdle. And that is money, as he may be getting courted for another fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Davis and what he's going to do next. A lot of people want to see him fight Lamont Roach next. A lot of people want to see him fight Shakur Stevenson next. And there's going to be a consideration that is going to take place, and it's important, that will determine what's going to happen next. And that, my friends, is the money. And I'm going to talk about the contracts related to these guys, the rematch clause, what those guys' options are, all that type of stuff. Because I don't want to make it look like somebody's ducking somebody, and I don't want somebody to come out and run off with that. However, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so I can notify you of when I release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world. So, Lamont Roach has a rematch clause, a contract, and a rematch clause. The rematch clause was put in place by Gervonta Davis, just in case Gervonta Davis had lost the fight. So, if you lose the fight, Gervonta had lost the fight, he would have exercised the rematch clause, and the rematch, right? The rematch would presumably have a lot of financial terms and all that stuff associated with it. But the question is, what happens if you have a draw? What happens if you have a draw? If Gervonta Davis has a draw, he did not lose the fight. Then Gervonta Davis cannot enforce a rematch clause on Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach would be free to do, presumably, what he wants to do. Again, because Gervonta Davis did not lose the fight, he did not lose his title. So there is no need for a rematch clause to be executed. It would be a voluntary fight between the two of them, period. Again, unless it says within his contract that in the case of a loss or a draw, but that's not usually how it goes. And proof of that matter is when Deontay Wilder had a draw against Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury refused to have the rematch because Deontay said, yeah, I'm going to exercise my rematch clause. And at the time, I was like, you really can't exercise a rematch clause on a draw because you still have the belt. Because how are you going to enforce it, right? In order to enforce a rematch clause, you're going to have to prove that you have some type of harm done to you by not having the rematch. And there's no harm because there's no belt involved. If Gervonta had lost the belt, or if Deontay had lost the belt like he did in the second fight between he and Tyson Fury, right? In that case, after Deontay Wilder actually lost the fight, then Deontay Wilder exercised the rematch clause. Tyson Fury tried to get out of it, but the court, or the arbitrator or mediator, which I believe is a retired judge, enforced the rematch clause on Tyson Fury. So they forced him to have that second fight, a second fight in which Tyson Fury retorted by cheating beyond belief. Anyway, so in that case, you see the rematch clause came into play after he had lost, but during the draw, the rematch didn't come into play. And that's the situation where you're in with Gervonta. So the question is, what leverage does Lamont Roach have in that rematch? He's got public opinion, right? And the desire to see the fight. However, he doesn't have a predetermined financial agreement there. I don't believe. So I do know that his team had said, I do believe his manager had said that, yeah, we already got everything. All it's doing is wait for a signature. Yeah, but Gervonta could very well say, no, I'm not going to pay you that. You were going to get that big of a raise if you had won the fight. You didn't win the fight. You got a draw. So I'm not going to exercise the rematch. Take the money that I'm going to give you, right? Which means you're not going to be dipping too deep into my pockets. Now, why would Gervonta Davis want to do that? Gervonta Davis might want to do that because Lamont Roach pushed and tried to get his fight turned into a disqualification, right? Wanted to petition the New York State Athletic Commission to turn Gervonta Davis's draw into a loss for Gervonta and a win for him. Now, if Lamont Roach had been successful in that, Lamont Roach then would have had all of the terms of the rematch clause applicable to him. But because he wasn't successful, the terms of the rematch clause are not applicable anymore. More than likely. That's what I'm hearing from my sources. And again, I'm telling you, I could very well get the contracts and read them, but I don't do it. I just have the conversations, know generally what the negotiation posturing is. Lamont Roach took a big chance. By petitioning to have that fight overturned and turned into a loss. And what he said in his argument was so ridiculous that it pissed people off by saying that Gervonta Davis should have been disqualified because he had hair grease. A lot of people think that that's so sucker that, yeah, they want the rematch, but brother, yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. You lost the fight. Gervonta Davis believes you lost the fight. But whatever the case is with a draw, and whatever amount of money you made in that first fight, or the money that you negotiated in the case of a rematch, neither one of those apply anymore. So there's pressure within the camp to tell Lamont Roach, okay, man, you want this rematch? You're going to be hungry as hell for this rematch. You should not have tried to get that fight overturned. We should have handled that like men, talked about it between ourselves. But since you didn't do it, now you're not going to make no money in this fight, bro. Like, no joke. And this is not the first time that happened, dog. The first time that happened, one of the times that happened. And I'm not saying Gervonta's going to do it. I'm just telling you hardcore negotiators, bro. The ones that are like advising on, the ones that are like, what should we do? They're like, nah, man, this dude filed on us, man. This dude filed on us in New York State Athletic Commission, bro. And we don't have to abide by that rematch clause. We don't have to abide by that rematch clause because you didn't win. There's nothing to rematch for, bro. We still got the belt. So since we got the belt and you try to take the belt from us outside the ring, nah, bro, you're going to be fighting for pennies on a dollar, homie. So you may wind up seeing Lamont Roach get pushed to the side. or be put in a situation where he don't earn any money for the fight. And he's got to take it that way, and he's got to turn down other big fights. Why? Because his team got cute and filed a case on Gervonta Davis in the New York State Athletic Commission. Now, would that be petty? Yeah, that would be petty. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It was petty for Lamont Roach to go there and try to get that fight overturned, but yet still want to fight him at the same time. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.